Story time. Someone had commented on this video, which you can click this comment and see what the video was about, only if you're on TikTok. But they were reciting something that they caught in the video, in which I had subtly kind of admitted. My video was on trauma and how you go about learning how to love it in order to move forward from it. But the person that commented previously, in which I cannot find the comment anymore, was more of a mental note, was more based around me subtly admitting that my dad tried to have me sacrificed before I turned the age of 7, and how I avoided it. My memory is relatively eidetic, total recall, hyperthymesia, synesthesia, all combined. I remember things as if they are currently happening now, which is why it's hard for me to actually look at someone as I'm reciting a memory, because I'm actually reliving it in its true form. My dad was into some dark occult blood magic type of stuff. One ex of his claims that he was a reptilian. I laugh at the thought, but kind of makes me think a little bit, whatever that meant. I remember as my birthday was coming up, I had two options. One, either have it with my mother or my father. My mother's offer was a moon bounce in the backyard with my school friends, and my dad's offer was a father-son hike, just the two of us, when he was one of those absentee fathers or convenience fathers that would only show up every time he got a new girlfriend to show off that he was a prodigal dad, which he wasn't. While the offer was so tempting to see Papi for, once in a blue moon of a time, I still chose to have my birthday with my mother. Pin the tail on the donkey, a piñata, a moon bounce, candy, cake. I wanted that, more so than this little hike. How I was able to piece these puzzle pieces together and create the story in which I am telling was no thanks other than my eidetic memory ability. My parents had joint custody, where my dad was allowed to have me over the summer, and my mom was through the school year. My birthday's in July, so therefore summer break usually meant that I spent it with my father. I remember when I would go over to my dad's house and rummage through his stuff while he was at work. I would find old books, ones that were made of a certain type of leather that I would later come to realize was made out of human. Someone said that was a necromicon or whatever the fuck. I laughed at that, but I remember flipping through those pages and seeing the Pig Latin or Latin in which it was speaking. Primogeni rituale, and I think it said fatale or something like that at the end as well. Otherwise known as death of the firstborn ritual. I was an only child, and my dad hated me. He was very jealous of my existence because I took all the attention off of his bodybuilding sort of narcissistic self. Tie in my mom not actually accepting the family name, given that that was a Hispanic-based family in Mexico. If you don't take the last name, that is the biggest offense to the family that anyone could ever commit. So I was considered a bastard child. Mind you, I'm not saying this at all just to have anyone feel bad for me. I just kind of feel fucking comfortable to actually telling the story. But I do remember how adamant my dad was at trying to get me to go on the father-son hike with him. I didn't understand why his present for me was supposed to be really nice and really expensive and yada yada yada. I figured out what the present was and I wasn't allowed to touch it, but it was a very expensive slingshot. Later, reflecting on my childhood, I would then kind of come to the realization or assumption that, oh, that would be the murder weapon. Oh wow. The death of the firstborn ritual is comprised of you, essentially the parent in question, in terms of wanting to get their power back, allegedly, must unalive their child and bloodlet them, and then consume them. It must be wrought before 7 because that is the age of innocent loss, or whatever the fuck. I would only start to kind of piece these things back together after I quit drinking for a total of the 7 years in which I was just a blackout drunk. It wouldn't fully come into picture until I really kind of woke up a little bit more, having a few sort of crises or realizations of my inner self 3 or 4 years ago. And it's just weird and interesting and very timely in that, like, all of the current sort of headlines or stuff from even a month ago of realizations of certain files that have been brought to light and crimes in which have been done to children and other things and other humans and whatnot. It's very coincidental, and it's made me feel a little bit more comfortable talking about something that is very, very private. I've said the story several times to several people when I feel comfortable with them, never on a public scale, but would subtly hint it, I guess, here and there, but would never really go into details in terms of what actually happened. I once spoke about it on a live, and someone said that that was hoodoo magic and stuff like that. My dad was into all of the dark arts, if you will, even though the stuff that he was trying to teach me was light worker crap, allegedly, but like, I don't know. There's more to the story, but I think I'll just leave it at that. Those who know me know exactly what transpired after and what, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. But if you're still here, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you. Don't forget to stay awesome, stay positive, stay beautiful, and stay you. I love you truly. I do. Have a good day.